Hello students, welcome back to our English 2 class. In the previous lecture, we have learned about what are nouns. So let's have a recap. What is pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in place of noun to avoid repeating them and to make the sentence sound better. Here are 5 kinds of pronouns which we are going to learn today very deeply and closely. Number 1, personal pronoun. Number 2, demonstrative pronoun. Number 3, relative pronoun. Number 4, interrogative pronoun. And number 5, reflexive pronoun. The first kind of pronouns, personal pronoun. The personal pronouns stand for the name of a person or thing, and therefore it is called personal pronoun. This kind of pronoun occurs very frequently. This can be categorized according to person as first person, second person, third person. Now, first person is the person who is speaking. Second person is the person to whom one is speaking. And third person is about whom we are speaking. Means the third person is not physically present, or the third person may be a thing. So, the first and the second person is speaking about the third one. Here you can see number 1, first person is a child speaking to second person, her mother, number 2, and they both are speaking about third person, that is the teacher. So, here the teacher is not physically present with them. As you can see, one girl and one boy is speaking together with each other, and they are speaking about another boy, and that another boy is third person while the girl is first person and the boy who is listening is the second person. Now, here in the table are examples of personal pronouns which are bifurcated as singular, plural, and first person, second person, and third person. Now, these personal pronouns you will identify, fill in the blank, and use while making any sentence you write or speak. Now, first person singular, I, me, my, mine. First person plural, we, us, our, ours. Means first person, if we are speaking as first person and we are only one. For example, I am speaking alone. I am only one person speaking as first person, and you are the second person because you are listening to me. If I and one more teacher is speaking with me, then I will say we are speaking, but you all are, even if you all are plural, even if you all are many students, then also the plural form for second person and the first person will be same. The plural form of the second person and the singular form of the second person will be same. Third person. Third person is about whom we are speaking. He, him, his, she, her, hers, it, its. These are the singular form. They, them, their, theirs. These words, these pronouns are the plural form. Now, let us learn and understand this deeply and nicely. Personal pronoun, first person. Singular pronoun, if a person is in a singular form, the noun is in a singular form, then we will use words like I, me, my, and mine. And these two words, my and mine, they are showing an ownership, means plural. The plural form of first person is we, us, our, and ours. Again, the words here our and ours are showing an ownership or possession. The word possession means ownership. They are showing some kind of ownership on the noun. Now, these kind of pronoun, there is another bifurcation in personal pronoun, that is possessive pronouns, and this you will learn in your 6th standard. For now, you will consider all these words as personal pronoun and you are speaking as the first person. Now, personal pronoun second person. Let's see the singular form you, your, yours. Plural form you, your, yours. Now, here you can see the singular and the plural form is same. Next, third person. In personal pronoun, as a third person, there are two types of bifurcation. One is singular, plural, and another is masculine, feminine, and neuter. This means these bifurcations are based on the noun. For example, masculine, feminine, and neuter, these are the gender nouns. Singular and plural, these are the quantity nouns. Let's see here. If a noun is masculine, and singular, then we will use words like he, him, his, his. If the noun is masculine and plural, then we will use they, them, their, theirs. Same way for feminine, means if the noun is girl or a woman, then we will use she, her, hers, hers. And if these feminine gender nouns are plural, means if there are many girls or many women's, then we will speak what? They, them, their, theirs. Now, why the plural form of a feminine and masculine gender is same? Because we are going to say and use all these feminine and masculine gender together. Even the neuter gender plural form is same. The neuter gender singular form is it, its. Means neuter gender is basically used for things or animals or places. I request all of you to copy down all these tables right from personal pronoun first person, write this in your notebook. Personal pronoun second person, write this in your notebook. And personal pronoun third person, write this also in your notebook. Let's have a look again on this personal pronoun. As I said, a possessive form ownership is also there in personal pronoun. Let's see the words which shows a possessive form of ownership in personal pronouns. Now, these kind of words are my, mine, our, ours. Here you can see singular and plural, your, yours, his, her, hers, its. All this column, these pronouns show possessive form of ownership. Now, let's see the example for personal pronoun. We must respect our elders. Here, we is represented as first person and it is in plural form. Therefore, it is a personal pronoun. Now, here you can see in the picture and this example, it is raining heavily today. Now, what does the word it denotes? Now, the word it is used for what? Rain. The word it is used for rain. Now, rain is neither masculine nor feminine, it is neuter gender. So the word it is used. It is a third person, neuter gender and singular form. Therefore, this is a personal pronoun. I like to play in the garden. I means one person speaking as first person in a singular form. So, first person does not has any gender bifurcation. I is used for feminine also and masculine also. Let's proceed with our second type, that is demonstrative pronoun. Number 2, demonstrative pronoun. A demonstrative pronoun points out definite person, place or thing. These are pronouns that points out definite person, places or things. Definite means sure or certain. There will be no vagueness or nothing will be general. It will be fixed and definite person, places or things will be pointed out. Basically, demonstrative pronouns are used to follow or identify one or a number of nouns that may be far or near in distance or time. They are only 4 in number: this, that, these and those. This and that are singular demonstrative pronoun. These and those are plural demonstrative pronoun. They can also be used to show an unspecified quantity in a sentence. Let's see this example. That is a beautiful house. Now, that is a beautiful house, that is a demonstrative pronoun that is referring to a specific noun, that is house, and this is a singular pronoun as it is referring to only one house. And if it was referring to many houses, then it will be what? Those are beautiful houses. See here, the demonstrative pronouns are bifurcated and divided into two categories. Number 1, singular and plural, and number 2 is near and far. Students, kindly copy down this in your notebook. As the leaf is near and singular, we are saying this. As the leaf is far and singular, we are saying that. As there are many leaves near, we are saying these. And there are many leaves a little far at a distance, we are saying those. Number 3, relative pronoun. Now, number 3, relative pronoun performs two functions simultaneously. It builds up a relation or shows a relationship between parts of a sentence. Now, here the word relative itself says that there is a relation or shows a relationship between the parts of a sentence. Let's see how. A relative pronoun substitute for the noun that precedes it. Now, what is the meaning of precedes? It means that it comes before the pronoun. Here you can see relative pronoun takes the place of noun or pronoun. They are called relative pronoun because they always relate back to something or someone else. They are used to join two sentences about the same person or thing. Now, here are some example of relative pronoun: who, whose, whom, which, that, how it is used and the example. So, let us start with who. Replace the subject pronoun I, she, he, we and they. How? Let's see. This is the man who broke the window. This is the man who broke the window means the word who is joining the two sentences, that is, this is the man and broke the window. Same way, whose, the word pronoun whose show possession or relationship. Possession means the same way how you show the lost and found property in the class, whose pencil it is, same way. She knew the family whose house we bought. Whom, replace the object pronoun me, her, him, us and them. Now what is this subject pronoun and object pronoun? The subject pronoun is the doer of the action. Any action we are doing, it is done by the subject pronoun. An object pronoun will be the person who receives that action. For example, me, her, him, us. She shouted at me. Means what? I have not shouted. She shouted at me. Same way for which, that, which and that joins two sentences. Let's see here an example. Give me the book which is open. A noun precedes or come before the relative pronoun. Here the relative pronoun is which, and before which there is a word book, and book is a noun, and this which is connecting the sentence, part of a sentence, that is subject and predicate. Next sentence. This is the man whom we met last week. Now whom we met last week means there is a noun or person before the pronoun whom. That means it is a relative pronoun. It is an accident that I shall never forget. As I said, there are two possibilities in a relative pronoun sentence. There will be a noun preceding or coming before the pronoun, like who, whom, whose, which, or there will be a connection or relationship between the parts of a sentence. So here two sentences are joined with the word that, and this is the subject, means the incident that has happened, and what is the predicate, that I will never forget that incident. So that word is joining the sentence. Here we proceed with number 4, interrogative pronoun. Now number 4, here the name of this kind depicts its quality, that is interrogative. Word itself means, interrogative word itself means having the force of a question. The pronouns which are used to ask questions are called interrogative pronouns. Now interrogative pronouns which are used to ask questions are called interrogative pronoun. Example, who, whose, which, whom, what. Now looking the above words, you will be a bit confused that how to recognize or identify the same words, whether relative pronoun or interrogative pronoun. So to avoid confusion, kindly write down the rules to identify relative pronoun and the rules to identify interrogative pronoun. As I said, relative pronoun has any of the two possibility: noun before the pronoun, connection or relation between the parts of the speech sentences, but interrogative pronoun are used to ask questions. There is no relation here, they are used to ask questions. Who, about people in general. Whom, ask question about people, that is object, means the receiver. Who is the doer and whom is the receiver. Which, ask question about animal and objects. Whose, ask question about possession, ownership. Where, ask question about places. Ask when, ask question about time. Why, ask question about reason. What, ask question about things. So here it is very easy to identify interrogative pronoun because it is used only to ask question. You can see here interrogative pronoun assist in forming question. There are 5 interrogative pronouns, each one is used to ask a specific question or indirect question. As just now we have revised what, which, who, whom, whose. These are mainly used. Now tell me, have you ever seen your face in a mirror and observed your face? If not, let's do an activity now. I request all the children to stand in front of the mirror and look into yourself. Look at your reflection or mirror image in the mirror for at least 10 seconds. Can you see your reflection? Exactly. Now this reflection is just same like reflexive pronoun. Now how the mirror works? It reflects the same image of ours in the mirror. Same way the reflexive pronoun works. Let's see. This is the last type of pronoun which we are going to learn today and very important. Reflexive pronoun is when the action done by a person reflects or affects that same person. It is also called self pronoun. I repeat, a reflexive pronoun is when the action done by a person reflects or affects that same person. Now this type is also called self pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are used to turn the action done by the subject of a sentence back to the subject. For example, I was singing to myself means I am the subject, I am the doer of the action, and myself, that action is reversed on me, that action is reflecting on me, affecting me only, that in the form of myself. Here are some list of reflexive pronoun in singular form and plural form. In singular form is basically myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. Now myself is for the first person, yourself is for the second person, himself is for masculine third person, herself is for feminine third person, itself is for neuter gender third person. And plural form is always common for all the type. For example, ourself is first person plural, yourselves is second person plural, and themselves is third person plural reflexive pronoun. I request all of you to jot down these examples in your notebook. Let's see in detail. Now if the word is singular, you just have to add self, and if the word is plural, you have to add its plural form selves, selves. Now therefore this reflexive pronoun is also called self pronoun because we have to add self. Now let's see this table of reflexive pronoun. All of you will copy this table in your classwork notebook. As I said, first person singular myself, first person plural ourself, second person singular and plural will come yourself and yourselves, third person masculine gender is for boy or a man, we use he, and in reflexive pronoun we will use himself. Feminine gender girl or woman we use she, and in a reflexive pronoun we will use herself. Neuter gender for things or animals we use it, and for reflexive pronoun for animals or in neuter gender we will use itself, and third person plural form will be themselves. Let's see here some example. My dog clean itself. My dog can clean itself. Itself is a reflexive pronoun. They are going to school themselves. Now here they are going to school themselves means they are the subject, the doer, that they are going to school, and themselves is the reflexive pronoun means the action of going to school is reflecting on the same students who are going to school. Thank you students. These were the 5 types of pronoun which we have studied today. You will get a Google form as a homework in your WhatsApp group.